to be racing in the next seed. So we're going to be starting here in World 6. I do want to also let you know that you should be joining the bingo. I believe if you type exclamation point SMB3R bingo within the chat there, that should generate a bingo card there for you or give you some information to be able to do that. Also, we strongly suggest that you support the runners, support the commentators. If you type exclamation point R and exclamation point C, that does help the community. Show your support, show your love for them. These runners are really, really good. Of course, on the screen today, we have Human Mustard in the top left, Dust Minion in the top right, Johnny Link in the bottom left, and Midi Guy in the bottom right. See a little bit of divergence in the path here, just a little bit. Thank you, Macobra, for posting that here for us. So SMB3R Weekly does give our schedule as well as bingo, and you can generate your bingo cards there as well. So we see our runners taking just a little bit of a path of divergence here, several of them taking the fortress on first, and they'll be working through that as quickly as possible. That's kind of a pretty safe route, as that fortress, if it were required, which here we see that it's not really required, it could be a very big setback for our runners. We see Midi Guy working on the tanks level that he's going to be going through here, and he'll be making short work of this, getting a P-Speed Strat, able to get over that last rocket, and he is on to a fight with Boom Boom. So he'll be advancing on shortly after that. Hard to tell who's in the lead right now, as we have such a diverse start. It looks like Human Mustard just maybe a little bit behind, opting to take a path that's not usually traveled all that much, and he's going to find a star for that. Unfortunately, not the power-up I believe he was looking for. Johnny Link, the first into the tube that is at the bottom right of the box there, and he is going to find that leads him to the rock pipe, and that's not going to do anything good for him here. So it's going to be a little bit of a slower World 6 as we continue on through this. We got a couple of the Sledge Bros, and Midi Guy having just a little bit of a problem with that. He takes a hammer to the face and says, I'll have to come right back. We've got some cheering for the Boss Bass here in the chat already. A little soon for that. We haven't seen one yet, but here's for hoping. All right, Human Mustard able to get just a little bit of a different seed with the Sledge Bro, and he's able to take care of him rather quickly. He's looks to be in a marathon right now, so we're going to check back in with Human Mustard here in a little bit. Johnny Link and Dust Minion both going through the tanks level. Midi Guy found another fort, so we're going to be playing a 3-4 World 6. He's going to use the P-Strats to get through here pretty quick. Had to take a small little setback there, but he's on his way. Dust Minion looking for a quick out on the Sludge Bro, and he found it. Midi Guy able to get through the elevator and is now on his fight with Boom Boom. Johnny Link now moving on to the next panel. He's going to find 4-3 here. Human Mustard looking at some pipes, see what he can do. Good call out. We do have a Fred level here. A lot of work on the Boomerang Brothers right now. They're looking for a whistle, which can in fact be held by a Boomerang Brother. The normal spots for the vanilla of where they will see the whistle in a normal run is in World 1, 3, in the World 1 Fortress, and in Vanilla, in the World 2, there's a third Boomerang Brother that is behind the rock, right next to the castle. So if you go to the very top of the map in the very right-hand corner, then you can use a hammer there and it'll unlock a secret area where you can get the third and final warp whistle in Vanilla. Now, there is a possibility of up to 6 possible if the item happens to be on the hand levels, and of course if all 3 of the hand levels were in fact on the it looks like we have an Atlantis, but if all 3 of the hand levels were available and the hand level gave a whistle, then it is possible to get up to 6. Now that's a little bit of overkill, probably won't see that today. We get our first in card, and we saw a look at Atlantis, so it looks like Midi Guy taking an early exit so that he can go back and not do that again. Taking an unfortunate death there to the Boomerang Brothers. But he does have a cloud, so he's going to go ahead and avoid that and go on to the next level. He'll find 1-2 for that. Got Dust Minion currently going through 4-3 himself. Human Mustard finishing up on his fortress there. And Johnny Link looking to do the same. Mini guy playing a little bit cautiously. He must know that he does have a little bit of an issue if he takes a death here, because then he would have to go back and play Atlantis again. So he's going to play just a little cautiously, gets a Fire Flower, and we'll be running through to hopefully, oh, take some fanfare. All right. Well, I don't know that that's a bad thing because he was at 0 lives, so I think that was probably intentional on his. Dust Minion looking to take an early exit himself, as he says, nope. Johnny Link deciding to go for the end card here, and Human Mustard finishing up 4-3. We have Midi Guy as our first on the airship, so he's going to be breezing through this as quickly as possible, and we'll be finding Lemmy waiting for him at the end. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, this is the time where you should be getting your guesses in for the next world that we're about to see. I'm going to say it's going to be a giant 3 here. I think Wendy's going to be coming up next. What do you think? Get your guesses in now. Dust Minion taking absolutely 0 chances and says, you know what, I'm going to use a tail, I'm going to use a star, I am not risking a thing. He'll be able to get through 1-2 here real quick. Also, I'd like to remind everyone in the chat that there is only levels 1 through 7 that are possible. 8, of course, will be at the very end. Looks like World 5 is correct, Macobra. You are our winner this time. 7-5 being the first one required for this next level. Looks like we got a chain chomp. This could be a very interesting enemy set. It looks like we're going to get some Patooties, and it looks like we're going to get some Nippers here. Oh, Fire Flower, definitely what you want here. Looks like Johnny Link opted to go ahead and take on Atlantis. Said, you know what, I'd rather have my cloud for later. Dust Minion currently working on Lemmy, is able to get through him no problem. And meanwhile, Midi Guy is still looking to get through 7-5. Going for a clip here. See if he'll try it again. It looks like he's going to. Not quite. Says that's enough. I tried it twice. I'm good. Midi Guy is still working his way through 7-5 and will be doing his best to get through here unscathed. A lot of scary individuals here. Oh, take some damage here. Hopefully no more damage. He does have a Patootie to contend with when he comes back. That Fire Flower being the item for the next level. Also, I should mention that a whistle, a warp whistle, can potentially be the prize for the item at the end of a world. So quite a few different ways to get whistles. We should be expecting some sub-30 potentially times for our different runners. Johnny Link taking a shortcut through this airship. Says, you know what, I'm not going to deal with the long route. I'm going to go over, not under. And we currently have Dust Minion currently as a small Mario, working to see if he can get a power-up. Finds that that's not... Oh! Unfortunate death for Dust Minion there. He did not have a power-up, and that was a Fire Nipper that said, hey, let's go, buddy. Human Mustard taking a very good path here, using a Fire Flower. He'll be going into 7-5 with a little bit of firepower. Meanwhile, Midi Guy currently working his way through 1-4, taking some pretty cautious jumps there just to be on the safe side. Finds a 1-up in place of the power-up that's usually there. Meanwhile, Dust Minion, armed with a shell, decides to go with it, and it looks like Human Mustard making a clip there, so he'll be making short work of this, and we'll be going out to the end of the level, it appears. Looks like he might be going for a clip. Nope, it looks like he's going to go ahead and... Yeah, it looks like he's going to actually go for a clip here. Meanwhile, Midi Guy does find the Navy, and the other 3 runners are all on the 7-5. Fortunately, no Piranha, but unfortunately, there are the Nippers. Or no Big Boss Bass, I should say. Unfortunately, there are Piranhas here, though. Midi Guy making short work of Boom Boom here, as always. Dust Minion going for a clip here. Not currently finding it, says he's going to go ahead and go the long route. Human Mustard now in second place, opting, or go ahead and finding 1-4, where he'll be making short work of this as well. Typically it is an auto-scroller in the vanilla game, but we have turned all those off because we have one roll only, and that is gotta go fast. Johnny Link just having a little bit of an issue here, is trying to get his way to manipulate through this course. Takes a short work of the Nipper. This 7-5, it's one you almost hate to see. Runners really haven't had a whole lot of chances to get a lot of the different items yet within the games. There's no mushrooms, there's no fire flowers at their disposal. There's no Hammer Brothers, if you will. There's just not a lot going on for these runners. So you either get through it or you don't. Johnny Link with a nice clip there. He's going to be disposing of that spike here pretty quick. Buzzy Beetle says, "Nah, I'm not interested in you." It looks like he's going to be going for an early clip out as well. 7-6 found for Midi Guy, so he's going to be finding the stars and playing this rather precociously, but looks like he's going to have just enough speed to get out of here, no problem. And he does. Human Mustard currently working on a in card. He found both the stars, which were Pinwings, so he'll be able to use the magic of the Pinwing at a later time. That'll work for him. Now he's on to the tanks. We currently have Dust Minion on 1-6. Johnny Link just finishing 1-6, and Midi Guy finding his own in card, and he decides to take it this time. Now the in cards are randomly generated, so each of our runners will have a little bit of a different one, if you've noticed. That is why it is randomizer as well. Nothing is sacred. Everything is randomized. We'd like to welcome the raiders that came with Speed Gaming 5. Welcome to our speed run or our race, I should say, of Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer. We are running the flag set that is a little bit of a cross between two of our favorites. The first is Group 2 stage, which includes the end card, which was just seen on the screen, as well as the hammer breaking locks. The thing that we've incorporated this time, it comes from the French-Canadian group, who just had a tournament with these settings. They added the warp whistle that leads you to the next world. So if any of our runners get a warp whistle, they can use that to go immediately from where they are into the next world. Looks like we've currently got Midi Guy in the tower. Human Mustard appears to be right behind him. Decides to go ahead and take on the Boomerang Brothers, which are, in this case, is Hammer Brothers, which is a really good idea. Yes, he gets a hammer. It is also possible to get a whistle there. Looks like we've got a couple players currently in the end card between Dust Minion and Johnny Link. Meanwhile, Midi Guy making his way daftly through the tower, and Human Mustard going through the air coin ship. Quickest shooter in the west, as he's able to dispose of both of those Hammer Brothers, or Boomerang Brothers, super quick. And it looks like he'll be taking a tunnel here and says, "I'm not interested in the tower at all." Looks like he may be... Oh, has not changed his opinion on that. Both towers go to the exact same place, and meanwhile, Midi Guy is taking on 4-1 here. We might have a change of leader here in just a moment. Meanwhile, Dust Minion and Johnny Link both working through the tanks, and he'll be going... Yeah, it looks like Midi Guy definitely has the lead right now by about a level. But Human Mustard is pretty quick on his... comeback. We'll see how this goes as we get closer to the end of World 5. Currently, we've had 6 and 5. Go ahead and start thinking about your guesses. We'll take those in just a minute for which world comes next. Midi Guy and Human Mustard both currently working on 6-6. They are... Well, Midi Guy is working just fine through it with a Fire Flower. This is definitely the one that you want. Unfortunate death for Mr. Human Mustard there. He's going to be thinking about what he wants to do here. Isn't exactly sure yet. However, it does appear that Human Mustard now has a warp whistle. I just saw the inventory for Human Mustard, and he does have a warp whistle. So it looks like if all those players take on the Hammer Bro at the very top, they're going to be getting a warp whistle. Now, okay, Midi Guy just took on the Boomerang Brother, which happens to be a Sledge Bro, and he is going to get a warp whistle for this. So played really well on those Sledge Brothers, which is great. You do not want to be missing these Hammer Bros, because any Hammer Bro could be containing a warp whistle, and that is a huge time loss if you don't get that. Dust Minion finding a hammer on his first Hammer Bro, and Johnny Link's going to be catching up, doing his best. Looks like he's got 4-1. Human Monster working through 6-6 here, and Midi Guy working on Morton. I'm sorry, that's Roy. We got an Earthquaking 2. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, please get your guesses in as to what the next world is. We've had 6 as the first one. This is 5. Now, what is your guess for the next one? I am going to go as 3 this time, because I still think we need to get 3 here, and we haven't seen it yet. So, actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and change that to 4. We'll go 6, 5, 4, I think. Human Mustard working on the airship. Oh, decides to take a death there, it looked like. Not exactly sure the reasoning there. Oh, decides he might want to go back and get another item from another level. So it looks like he's going to pack track just a little bit, keep his inventory safe, but will opt to go for another item to use on the airship. That's interesting. We'll come back to that. First level of the new world is the hand level for the fish. And Mini Guy taking just a little bit of damage there, but they'll be able to get through here pretty quick. Johnny Link also taking a death there and was debating what he wants to do. He said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and head on to the airship. It looks like World 2 is our next world. Alright, Human Mustard able to get a mushroom there, and he's going to go back and attempt to take on the level before the airship once again. Mini Guy finding World 1 Fortress. He does have a table here. So that means if Mini Guy decides to take the upper route, which I do strongly suggest he does, it looks like he will be rewarded with a whistle. Human Mustard now headed back to the airship, and he's going to take no time at all. He's decided to use a P-Wing as well, and will be going for an off-screen wand grab if possible. Now, Human Mustard currently looking like he's in 4th place, Dust Minion in 3rd, Johnny Link in 2nd, and Mini Guy with a pretty distinct advantage right now. And Midi Guy, of course, able to make short work of that fortress. We have a jet level here, and that is going to be the end of World 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we just got here. We are now leaving. I hope you didn't invest too much time in this world, because it is now over. Ladies and gentlemen, please get your guesses in for world number 4. Where are we going next? I'm going to go with Alakazam Trainer on this one. I believe World 1 is the one that we have coming up next. I'd like to see it. We got Johnny Link leaving. We got Dust Minion finishing, and we got Human Mustard entering this hand level. And meanwhile, Midi Guy is saying deuces to World 2 Vanilla, which we find in World 3 of our randomizer here. And we're going to be moving on to the next one. Johnny Link now finding the World 1 Fortress. He should be getting the tail here. He does. And looks like he's going to be heading for the top track as well. And he'll get up there as well as Dust Minion. We have just a couple seconds in between these two runners, Johnny Link and Dust Minion. Meanwhile, Human Mustard going for an end card, decided he wanted to take a little bit of a detour and see what items he could get. World 1 is, in fact, the case. Alakazam Trainer, congratulations, you were absolutely correct. As we have a little bit of a shakeup here with, well, Human Mustard now going to be taking on the airship. He decided not to take on the Hammer Bros, as he's already got the one whistle from the Hammer Bros that appears to be. Mini Guy currently working his way through 6F2. He'll be finishing up here in just one moment. And now he is on to an end card of his own. We are finding ourselves on the very first of the beta levels. We have the waterfalls, which is indicative of 7-1 or 7-6. Now we see the other runners, well, the Human Mustard and Johnny Link both working on 6F2. Meanwhile, Dust Minion currently finishing up his tower there. That, of course, is the tower of the beta level. Waterfalls is what's most commonly known as around here. Human Mustard and Johnny Link both finishing up the boom boom there pretty quick on the top bump. Dust Minion working on his own in card, making quick work of it. Said, you know what, I'm tired of playing this game, I'm going to go ahead and finish it off. Mini guy with a quick shot there for the Boomerang brother. Now both Human Mustard and Johnny Link mashing their A button to get through and see how fast they can get through this waterfall level. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. Go ahead and get your guesses in as to what the next world is. I'm saying 3. You gotta go to 3. Now, there's a strong possibility, and you're not going to want to blink and miss this, that if World 3 is next, then there's a very strong possibility that these runners, who all, I believe, have 2 whistles at this point, they may skip 3 and 7. Those tend to be the pretty popular ones as far as who's going to be skipping what. So, Midi Guy currently working on getting to the 5th world here. One, 2, 6, and 7 have already been played so far. Looks like 4 is here now. Alakazam Trainer currently on a roll. He guessed 1 and then guessed 4. And he... oh, looks like Midi Guy is going to nope out of World 4 and go straight to World 3. It is not worthless. We have a double header tonight where we are going to be running whistles that take you to the next world, as well as hammer breaking locks and in-card games. We've got it all tonight. A little bit of a different one, but we are doing a double header because of how fast these games run. As you can tell, Midi Guy currently in first in World 6, and he is only sitting at 2240. He has been flying through this. They all have. Johnny Link and Human Mustard now finishing up World 4. They'll be entering World 4 here in just a moment. And Dust Minion opting to go ahead and play this. So it looks like Dust Minion may be taking his chances here. We'll have to see which one's quicker. Will Midi Guy get through World 3 faster than Dust Minion gets through World 4? It'll be interesting to see. Now, I would like to also mention that we are going to take a minute break from the time the runner hits the door in Bowser to save Peach. They're going to reset their system. They're going to pull up the next randomizer, and they are going to start racing exactly 1 minute after the door. So we are going to have just a period. We aren't dropping frames necessarily. I mean, we might be, but that's not the cause of it. And we are going to be taking just a moment for each one and give them a chance to get into the next one, and it makes it fair for everybody. So currently we have Midi Guy working his way through World 3, decides to take 2 clouds there, as he said, you know what, I'm not playing 7-9, I'm going to go ahead and move on, and he has found Windy. So that is going to be the end of World 6. We're going to be going to World 7. He does have a warp whistle, so he's going to be getting to World 8 pretty quickly here. He's going to be working through this airship super quick, says, I don't care, I am there. Dust Minion taking the fanfare, gets 3 stars on those, so check that in for 5 1-ups of his own. And he decides to take on Sledge Bros, but has a little bit of an issue with the first Sledge Bro, is really struggling, and it will succumb finally to the bottom Sledge Bro, who will not let him pass. Johnny Link taking an extra Fire Flower, because you can never have enough of those. Now Human Mustard taking the same path, it appears, that Midi Guy did. It looks like he might be going for a clip, decides to not do that. He might be rethinking that. Oh, nope, he decides to take an early exit here. Now, Midi Guy is going to be taking, from our last and final World 7, he's going to be jumping on to World 8. Human Mustard taking the exact same route, decided he wanted to take a risk here. Looks like Bowser's bridges are 2 this time. So, Midi Guy knowing exactly where Bowser is, first fight, as soon as you get to World 8, Bowser made it a convenient front door, except you do have to take on 2 forts. So that's all we're going to be looking for here. Midi Guy opting to go ahead and find the forts. Not sure if he didn't have a hammer, decided he did. Well, looks like he's rethought that. He's going to use a hammer on the block, because those do break blocks this time. Johnny Link finishing up World 5, Human Mustard working on World 6, and Dust Minion working on World 5 as well. Johnny Link now entering World 6 here with World 3. Midi Guy currently working on his stage here. He's roughly getting through this, has a bit of an aim set to deal with, but he will be able to take care of that with a shell, and says, "We'll shell you later." Dust Minion, Human Mustard, and Johnny Link all doing their best to catch up. Dust Minion still in World 5, should be entering the castle here in just a moment. Decides to take a Hammer Brother first. Has the one that likes to glitch down and make it so it's impossible to hit him right away, but he waits his time and is able to get through there. Mini Guy finding another beta level. He's going to have to, or he decides to take an early exit, said, you know what, I don't want to pay beta 1.6. And he's going to reset Johnny Link, currently in World 3 F1. He's going to be finding door 6 and finding Boom Boom there. Human Mustard taking his chances on a Piranha and is granted a magic lane for his efforts. Dust Minion currently working on the airship for Limby as he finds Iggy at the end of this. Sorry, I got my words mixed. We already played Roy. 2-shot Iggy. Now Dust Minion is going to probably use both of his warp whistles here, and we'll be getting into World 8 himself here in just a moment. Johnny Link unable to take an early exit here, as he has no more lives and will have to be careful with the way he plays this. He'll have to go through the long way. Midi Guy unfortunately taking another shot with the hand, as it's his only route at this point, and he's going to play it, or at least try to pass it. Dust Minion currently entering World 6, but he's going to be headed straight to World 8, as Dust Minion has 2 warp whistles. He is on his way to World 8. Human Mustard having to go through the long way here, as he does not have another warp whistle here. He's going to have to play through the long way and see if he can find a World 7 here pretty quick. And no, I don't believe Mini has another one. He's used both of his now, I believe. He used one from 5 to get to World 3, and then he beat 3, and then used one from 7 to 8. So. Dust Minion figuring out some good information here. He's going to be seeing what it takes to get to Bowser, as that is the name of the game. Midi Guy not quite able to get a 1 cycle, but he's going to go ahead and stay a small Mario and be there as soon as Boom Boom wakes up. World 8 Fortress now being played through by Dust Minion. Midi Guy is finishing World 8, and Dust Minion is beginning World 8. Human Mustard still working his way through World 7, deciding what he wants to use for an item. Goes for a mushroom, and will be granted with 7-4. Johnny Link trying to slide into that last cannonball, and it said, "Nah, I got you." Playing a game of tag, and he lost. He is now it. He's going to be finding his way and taking on Wendy, excuse me, who was a 1-shot Wendy. We got a side salad Wendy here. He'll be moving on to World 7. Meanwhile, Human Mustard is working through World 7, still trying to get a 1-up. He will have it at the end of this world, or at the end of this level, excuse me. Meanwhile, Midi Guy currently working through 4F2. Doing his best to get there as soon as, right before the star runs out, he is able to cash in on a quick Boom Boom out. Midi Guy seeing that he still has a little bit left before he's able to go to Bowser's castle, and he'll be going to find a couple more forts. Johnny Link now joining the party in World 8. says, you know what? I'm not even going to worry about the first pipe. I'm going to be coming back to Dust Minion figuring out that there is one bridge already broke and decides to go ahead and play 5. Deciding to play 4F2 here, or 4F1, excuse me. He is going to be playing 4F1 with a Fire Flower and a Star. Looks like he's going to be able to get there as well and go for an insta-kill with that Star. And he will find out that that was not the fortress to break the bridge. And while Human Mustard working through his World 6 level as he's continuing to get through it, he'll be on his way to the next one, still working through World 7. He's looking for that 3rd island, and we'll be hopefully finding here in just a moment. Mini guy working through his 3F2. We got Dust Minion. On his way through, he has found the angry sun that Mini guy had just a couple moments ago. And meanwhile, Johnny Link, currently looking to get through World 8 himself, has decided not to play Panel 2, said I don't even care what it is, I'm just going to avoid it. Now Human Mustard working through World 7, going to be on to World 8 here in just a moment. Mini guy back in the darkness, he is going to be headed back, checking to see if that was the correct fort. Taking the long path back, he has discovered that that is the correct bridge. He has his Hammer Brothers suit in tow, and he is on his way to show Bowser who is boss. No escalator clip for him. We'll see if he goes for a top of the stairs clip. He gets it. Meanwhile, Dust Minion currently working on the Air Force, and Johnny Link trying to decide what is in his path still. Human Mustard on his way to World 8. Mini guy hopping away. Unfortunately, did lose that Hammer Bro suit, so he's going to have to take a shortcut with Bowser and take him out the old-fashioned way. Looking for a clip there, does not find it the first time, decides not to go for it again. The Fireball path is randomized for both the upper and lower route. He is currently taking on the lower route here. He's able to get through the first couple fireballs with a Star and says, I don't care about that. Dust Minion going back to check to see if he's got the bridges up, and he does. And, oh, he does not. I apologize. He does not. He needs to go find Fortress 3F2 here real quick. Meanwhile, Johnny Link has discovered that he is in the right place at the right time. He's going to be taking on 4F1, excuse me. And he will be moving on. If he doesn't take death here, he does not. Grabbing a Star, because that will result in an insta-kill on Boom Boom. Meanwhile, Human Mustard currently going through his Angry Sun bubble. And just trying not to take a death here is really all that it comes down to. He does not want to have to start this thing over. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be Mini Guy finishing up here in just a moment. I won't have an official SRL time for you yet, because as mentioned before, this is in fact a double header. We do have a double header, but we're going to be playing 2 different seeds here. They were rolled in advance, so the runners know exactly what they're going to be doing. Mini Guy now taking the chance to flip on over to the other randomizer, and he is going to be on his way to the 2nd seed. Get your GGs out from Mini Guy and cheer him on for the next one. Dust Minion finding the correct fort this time. He'll be on his way. Johnny Link, it looks like it's going to be coming in as a 2nd place here. Does not get the clip the first time, decides to try it again. And it looks like Human Mustard with an unfortunate game over there. He is going to have to start this world over. Fortunately, there's a lot of fortresses here, so not a lot he's going to have to replay. But unfortunately, he will have to replay some of them. So he's going to be working through that. Meanwhile, Dust Minion doing his best to get back to the place where Bowser resides. Johnny Link finishing up. Get your GGs out for Johnny Link. Yes, it is still going. We have a double header for you. Now, Mini Guy entering World 1. He will be finding a fortress right off the bat. It may take a moment to find the other fortress, see what it's got. So 3F1 currently here for our Mini Guy. Looks like he's going to skip the 3rd door, says I don't care, and goes straight for the 6th. He said I don't want to power up, I don't need any of that. So Johnny Link's going to be starting here in just a moment. Human Mustard currently working on a World 8 Fortress, and Dust Minion working on World's 8th Fortress with Bowser at the end of it. I guess it's not really World 8 Fortress, it's more like World 8 Castle. And Dust Minion going for a flip here as well to go straight to Bowser, saying, you know, it's enough for the fireballs to be scary, I want to skip it. We just saw that from Johnny Link, so he's going to be going through that. Johnny Link now switching over to his second seed. Meanwhile, Midi Guy currently struggling just a little bit to get through his fortress. He's able to get through here now, no big deal. Meanwhile, Human Mustard currently trying to figure out where in fact he's going. Oh, he has now discovered that World 8 does have 2 bridges. He's going to be working on that. Dust Minion now going to be going for an early early Bowser kill here. He said, sayonara, I'm out of here. I've saved the princess. He will be restarting here in just a moment. Get your GGs out for Dust Minion and your GLs as he starts the second seed. Johnny Link opting to go a different route than what Midi Guy did. He said, you know what? Quick stop at door 5. I'm going to be partying on with a fire flower. Human Mustard realizing that was not the correct fort, he'll be going back to look for 3F2 himself. He'll have to do the navigation there. Oh, our second opportunity for a whistle that we've seen so far, and that is in World 1-3. So now currently Mini Guy is working on World 1-3. He will be pressing down on this white block as soon as he gets a clear path, doing his best not to take a death here, but he's able to manipulate that turtle into doing what he needs and be on the landing pad, and he's going to find the hidden toad shop behind the card seat, and he'll be taking on the whistle that he gives. Human Mustard now working his way through World 1-6. Midi Guy taking on a Sledge Bro. We'll let them get up a level first before he decides to take them on, and we'll have Death from Below. Magic Wing will be what is in store for Midi Guy from him. He will be headed on to the castle. Larry will be waiting for him at the end of it. As always, get your guesses into the chat as to what world you think is next. I'd like to remind you that this is, in fact, the second seed we're racing today, as both seeds are pretty quick. Human Mustard currently finishing up the first one with a time of 37:49 so far. He'll be getting through here in just a moment. This is the second bridge that needs to be built for Bowser's castle to be accessible. I'm going to go ahead and say World 6, I believe, is next. I'd like to see the long ice level. Greet these guys as they get started on the second cold and enduring run. Johnny Link deciding to go for the behind-the-scenes strats as well. He goes back and finds the Toad who has a whistle for him, and he will be saying thank you as an opportunity to skip a world here in just a moment. And we'll see which ones they decide to take. Looks like a Hammer Brother was given, and it looks like World 3 is in fact the next world that we're going to be playing. Midi Guy trying to make a decision on what he wants to do here. Looks like he is currently debating on whether or not he wants to take on World 3. He has said, nope, I'm out of here. And World 4 will be next. So it looks like 1, 3, and 4 so far, and it's getting interesting. He was trying to figure out what he wanted to do there. Said, you know what, I'm not in the mood for taking on a long World 3, which can be terribly complicated. Going to be going ahead and taking on 6F2 here. Ice Fortress of Solitude. Johnny Link currently working his way through World 1, and Larry will take just a little bit of time for him to take down, but 4 shots should be enough. Human Mustard currently going for a clip here with Hammer Brother. He'll be going here soon, and here in about 45 seconds, he will be on to his next seed. Dust Minion now the third to enter this World 1-3. He'll be going on and seeing what he can do to get a whistle of his own. Human Mustard now taking on Bowser with a hammer, as Bowsers and hammers don't get along. They don't tend to like that very much. Now, Midi Guy currently finding an in card, seeing what he can find here. Maybe get some items of his own. Hammer Bro suit for Johnny Link. Now, Johnny Link's going to be met with the decision, do I play or do I go? Johnny Link deciding to go ahead and stay and play in 7F2. Piranha's Disco Inferno. He'll be making short work with this as he has a start here. Human Mustard currently in his reset. He did decide to restart his timer, which works for him. He knows what his time would be, and he'll be resetting his timer just to have a 60-second runoff. And he'll be starting here in just a moment. Midi Guy working through World 2 here. He will meet Boom Boom with a fire shot and says, I'm done with you. Moving on. Dust Minion currently making short work of World 1's Fortress. He's got a Larry waiting for him. Should take 4 shots for him as well. And there we go. Alright, got an interesting seed here so far. We've had 1, 3, and 4 as our world so far. Currently, Midi Guy trying to figure out how to get to the end of the world. Looking for some jump here. Does not get it right off the bat. Says, you know what, I'll just go ahead and start over. I'm not worried about it. We'll go ahead and take on the level, which won't take a whole lot of time. He should be able to get through here pretty quick, especially with the fireball. Meanwhile, Dust Minion now finding World 3 as his second world. Takes no time at all, saying nope. He's going to nope out of there onto World 4, just as Midi Guy did. Meanwhile, Johnny Link has said, you know what, I'm still not convinced I want to use my work whistle yet. So he's going to be going through the old-fashioned way. Meanwhile, Human Mustard currently working on 3F1 here, and he is doing his best to get to Boom Boom with a Firefly. Dust Minion now working on Fortress of Solitude himself. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take this moment to remind you to follow our runners, as well as the commentators of our randomized weekly races. There is a lot of great content. They do a lot of randomizer runs. A lot of great content. These guys are really, really good runners. They stream randomizers quite often. We do a lot of casual races for the community. If you go ahead and give them a follow, they would really, really greatly appreciate it. They love the support. You know, we love doing these randomizer races. The entire community just really gets a kick out of it. This is really one of the biggest things that we do every week. And if you enjoy the content, if you enjoy it, then certainly give them a follow, show your support, and show them how much you love them. Midi Guy still working through his World 3 here, and Dust Minion now seeing if he can get this up pixel jump. Is unsuccessful in that. Johnny Link currently still working through his World 3, which is in Randomizer World 2. He's given a hammer for this. Now this is rather interesting. With this little path of divergence, if 1-3 has already come up, if there's a possibility for another fortress, it could be World 1 fortress, which could potentially have a whistle. I don't know that he's had that, but there was also the possibility of World Whistle coming out at the end of World 3 here for Johnny Link. Another World 3, I should say. World 2 is currently playing. So this may not be a bad play if it pays off for him. We'll see how it works. Now, as always, get your guesses in chat for the next world. As Side Salad Wendy goes down for Johnny Link, he's going to be entering World 4. But what do you think is next? My guess is that once again going to be for World 6, the Land of Lemmy. Like to see it. Human Mustard currently making his way to World 2 now. Look like a note block for Midi Guy from finishing, or the music blocks for Midi Guy. And a work whistle for Johnny Link. He now has 2. He is ahead of the game here, I think. He'll be able to skip another level here, or another world from what Midi Guy and Dust Minion will be able to, because neither of them have whistles now, and Johnny Link has 2. Ladies and gentlemen, this race is all but over. And now since Human Mustard has skipped World 3, he is going to be entering World 4, and he will not have to whistle either. Midi Guy DP currently working on 7.5, takes an early note on that, says I see big things and I run. Has decided not to take it on. We'll use a hammer to finish off the lock in front of the fortress and go ahead and take to the skies in 4F1. Human Mustard currently working on World Fortress 2, Johnny Link on the Fortress of Solitude, and Dust Minion on World 2 as well. World Fortress 2. Or World 2 Fortress, excuse me. Looks like an end card has just popped up for Midi Guy. He is looking a little desperate for items, so he'll be going for that. Meanwhile, Dust Minion finds himself in the very iconic, very familiar World 1-1, the beginning of all great adventures of SMB3. Except, of course, if you're a randomizer runner. Then we never see this level. Midi Guy currently working on his end card, not able to get very far. Dust Minion currently finishing up World 1-1. Human Mustard on the Fortress of Solitude, and Johnny Link working on World 2 Fortress. We look at the Boom Boom here. But one more cycle of it. Midi Guy getting a star for that. Dust Minion deciding to take a Toad House. I said, you know what? I need another item. May I have one? So he's going to pick a box whose contents will help it on his way. Johnny Link finishing up World 2 Fortress. He has found an end card, decides to go ahead and play it. Midi Guy working on his, and he'll be able to get through here pretty quick. Dust Minion going for a skip there, does not find it. And once you try that clip once, you don't really want to try it again, because that takes a lot more time to climb up and do it again. Human Mustard now working on his. Oh, does not even opt to go for the subpixel value. Says, you know what, I'm big, I don't think I'm going to get it. Not worth it. Aggie currently going down for Dust Minion. Super quick. That will be the end of World 3 for Dust Minion, or World 4 Vanilla. And he will be moving on as well. Midi Guy currently facing 1-5. Taking just a little bit of damage there at the end. He'll be through it. And on to the next one. Johnny Link and Human Mustard, it looks like, are currently tied. However, what we do know from the inventory is that Johnny Link has 2 missiles. So when World 6 and World 7 come up, they're going to be skipped pretty quick. But Johnny Link's going to be able to say, no thanks, I'll pass. Human Mustard receiving a music box there, as he still tries to figure out how to get to this castle. He'll be going after the Nether Hammer Bro, which takes an early exit himself, and Human Mustard is rewarded with a Pee-wee. Midi Guy now on to World 5. Get your guesses in for the next world. I'm going to say I think we have a World 6 coming up here. We have found a hand bubble with Dust Minion. We'll see what the level is, or what the item provides for him here in just a moment. Meanwhile, Johnny Link's still trying to make sense of where he wants to go. It is a hammer, so all of the hand levels will have hammers this time. And as they do break locks, that will be a fortunate thing for him. I apologize. I guess Midi Guy did that just a moment ago. But it doesn't change the fact that they all have hammers now. And meanwhile, Midi Guy currently going through 7-9, trying to make sense of this maze. Oh, decides to take an early exit, says, I don't care. Johnny Link now onto the castle for World 3, which is Vanilla World 4. He'll be onto his World 5 himself here in just a moment. Human Mustard just ahead of him by about 45 seconds here. And he will be able to enter into World 5 himself here momentarily. Meanwhile, Midi Guy without a pipe is going to have to take on, or without a warp whistle, is going to have to take on the entirety of World 7. Now, he has found that there is, in fact, a pipe that leads directly to World, or the third island in World 7. However, there is a bridge missing, and hammers don't build those, folks. They only break locks. So, and rocks. Locks and rocks. That's what we're breaking here, not building bridges. So unfortunately, he is going to have to backtrack just a little bit to find a fortress. This could be Johnny Link's chance to catch up if he opts to take a whistle to 6 and 7, as he's already played 3, and those are the 3 most common that people like to skip here. He's going to be looking for a pretty clear advantage. Seeing the pipe right away, Johnny Link looks to be thinking about whether or not he wants to go through this, and currently it's a yes. We'll see what he has in mind. Not sure he has... Oh, he does have a hammer, so he's not even going to play an extra level. He says, you know what, I'm going to take this out as quickly as possible. He'll be playing a fort in 2 levels and working on the castle to move on to where the MIDI guy has already found World 7. He is currently going through the maze that is pipes, and he is working on his as best he can. Corito, he did not start late. We are doing a double header where we are playing 2 seeds back to back. Human Mustard took just a little bit longer than the other runners did getting through the first seed, and while the other runners continued to let their timer run, he decided to go ahead and restart, use the 60-second runoff, which was required to switch the games, and then he restarted with the new one. So a little bit of discrepancy in the timers, and that is why Human Mustard took about 11 minutes to finish after the first runners did. MIDI guy currently working on his end card here. He'll be figuring out what information he can from this. We'll be making as matches as quickly as possible, hopefully. That's going to be the end of it, and we'll be doing more research on the pipes. Dust Minion now working on the Boomerang Brother. It turns out to be a Hammer Bro, and he'll be working through that as quickly as possible. Giving a 1-up, because why not? A little bit of insurance doesn't hurt here. Johnny Link working on his end card, and now MIDI guy with a quick finding through World 7. He's going to be finishing Airship 5, finding Ludwig, and taking him on to get into the next world. Ladies and gentlemen, chat, please get your guesses in for this next world. I am once again going with World 6. At this point, it's really hard to tell. MIDI guy has played very well so far. He had a bit of an advantage going into the second seed, as he did finish up first on our stream with the first seed, but he currently does not have a warp whistle. Johnny Link, on the other hand, does have 2 warp whistles, as he opted to play World 3 instead. So here, as soon as he gets through World 5, which is World 4 in our randomizer, he is going to be doing his best to get through World 7 and 6 super quick by using a whistle. So at this point, we have no clear advantage. The one thing that is true, though, is this race, at this point, is most likely between Johnny Link and MIDI guy. So World 6 is Vanilla World 6, and that means World 2 is going to be our last one here in just a moment, as our runners get through this. Johnny Link now going to be entering World 5, which we do know to be World 7, and he's going to likely be using a warp whistle there and right after. I have a feeling Johnny Link's going to be in the lead here in just about 30 seconds. Yeah, probably closer to 45 to a minute. Regardless, Dust Minion currently working through 7-9, looking for some items, for some little goodies, see what he can do to get through this maze. Human Mustard finishing up World 4, and we'll be going into World 5 himself in just a moment, which, as we know, is World 7. This is where we see our leader change, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Link has now taken the lead, as he said nope to World 7, nope to World 6, I'm on to World 2. And he'll be taking the first fortress, as he has a lot currently blocking him, and he'll find that that is World 8 fortress. We're going to go ahead and switch the audio on over, as Johnny Link is now our leader. Johnny Link is a clear leader in this so far, as he does have the 2 whistles that everybody else had 1 on. So Johnny Link is now ahead because he has used 2 whistles. And meanwhile, MIDI guy is going to be doing his best to catch up as quickly as possible. Fonzoid, I am glad you asked. The way that the warp whistles work in this one is we are playing Group 2, which means hammers, break, locks, and the end card game is around, but we're also playing with whistles. And whistles is a next world only. We don't allow people to go to the warp zone. That would be too overpowered. So we've allowed for warp whistles this time, which have sped up the seeds quite immensely so far. We are finishing up our second seed here in just a little bit, and the first place runner is currently just reaching the 55-minute mark. Meanwhile, Nitty Guy taking a hammer to the lock in front of Willie's castle. But as I was saying before, the warp whistle does in fact move a runner to the next world in the sequence. So in this case, 6 went to 7, 7 went to World 2. And that is, of course, predetermined by the flag and the seed. And those have dictated what the world level is, and world warp whistles will take you to the next one. So definitely a huge advantage having those. It's well worth looking out for them, and it will grant you a huge advantage if used correctly. All three runners opting out of playing World 3, and that was Witty Guy, Dustmanian, and Human Mustard. Meanwhile, Johnny Link did play World 3, and the end of the world prize was a whistle, which he was able to use to get out of World 6. Congratulations, Don the Nintendo Freak. You were absolutely correct with your guess for World 7 being World 2. Congratulations. You win the satisfaction of knowing you were right. Dustmanian currently making short work of the tanks. We have auto-scrollers turned off as we don't care about auto-scrollers. We just want to go fast. Now, Mini Guy currently... using a warp whistle he found to get to World 8. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another leader change here. Oh, incredible. Who would have thought it? You know, Mini Guy just found another warp whistle, which now put him back in the lead, and he's going to be going through the Air Force and seeing how fast he could potentially find Bowser here. Wow, who would have thought? Dustmanian now currently working through one of the piranhas. Mini Guy saying goodbye to Boom Boom here. And Johnny Link, taking an unfortunate, untimely death there. And he's going to have to restart that level. He does have an end card up here in just a moment. Dustmanian now working on the airship here, and he's going to be making short work of Airship 5. Human Mustard is figuring out what he can do to get through World 5. Lady Guy finding a tail there, said no, I'm not interested. Ooh, Star is good. We're going to be going for a bro here. Insta-kill on Boom Boom. That is the end of him. Human Mustard currently working on the end card and not finding exactly what he was looking for, I don't believe. Dustmanian finishing up World 5 here. Lady Guy working on 7-6. Decides to go through it. Looks like he's going to be taking an early exit here in just a moment. And while Johnny Link working on World 7's airship, he'll be joining World 8 here in just a moment. Finds a way, that is correct. We are beating the game twice for you this time. It was such a short seed, we hated the idea of shortchanging any of you on your SMB3 randomizer fix for the week. So we decided to play 2 back-to-back with a minute in between to change, take a drink, take a bathroom break, take a walk, take whatever you need. Just get back and start playing as fast as you can. And save the princess once again. So 58 minutes and just over a half a minute have transpired at this point, and we are currently finding World 8 and seeing where Bowser goes. This, of course, being a significantly quicker seed than the previous one. Most of our runners were anywhere from 35 to 40 minutes. Mini Guy has now found Bowser's castle. He has the Hammer Brothers suit. He has Bowser in his sights. Mini Guy looks like he is on fire and unstoppable at this point. He is going to be flipping through to the top of the staircase here, and he will be going through another clip to get to the lava room. And of course, not much time is left for Bowser. Of course, what'd you expect when you kidnapped Mario's princess? Dustmanian finishing up here, looking to get to World 7 as quickly as possible. He's going to be struggling just a little bit as World 6 was pretty long. Fortunately, there is a pipe that should take out quite a bit of the world, especially if you have a hammer. Human Mustard currently making his way through the lava level of love. Johnny Link on his way through World 8, and he's going to be looking for Bowser as quickly as possible himself. Thus Minion finishing up the Fire Bro there, not without damage though. He is rewarded a hammer for his efforts. Johnny Link currently, taking the lava back. Unfortunate, you hate to see it. And that is absolutely correct, Dominant Nintendo Freak. There were absolutely nothing blocking our runners from Bowser's Castle. Bowser said, I want to fight. Did not know what he was getting himself into, apparently. This Dust Minion taking on the waterfall level. Does Human Mustard working on 4-1, it appears. Seeing if he can get through that real quick. He has the Tuies, he has the Nippers. This is not a fun level. Ladies and gentlemen, please get your GGs out for Midi Guy DP. Official time of 1:34. 1 hour, 34 seconds. We will be inviting him to the booth here in just a moment. We'd like to wish him congratulations and everything else. What a great job. Midi Guy DP. For starters, congratulations. GG.
GG. That was closer to the sub than I thought it would be, based on where I was at the end of the first seed. Oh my goodness. Jeez.
We were getting just a little bit concerned there for a little bit. You had used your only whistle up until World 6 on World 3. What was going through your mind on that? It seemed like you were kind of sitting there thinking about World 3 for a moment. It looked like you ended up deciding to go for it. What was going on there?
Well, I saw all the pipes at the beginning with the single fort, because I could see it was just a single fort as well, if I recall correctly. Actually, no, wait, that was the first seed. In any case, that could be the second as well. In any case, it felt like quite a long way. So, and those pipes could have been, who knows where it could have led. It could have been all sorts of backtracking. So I felt like with World 3, I was at least doing that many levels, like 3 or 4. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to skip World 3. World 3 can get really complicated as well. So I just chanced it, and I think I drew the luck straw, because then I got the hammers just when I needed them for World 6, just by backtracking that to get that one hand stage in World 7. And I was like, all right, that's a hammer. Oh, that was a good choice. So, and it made World 6 just fly by. And then you get gift wrapped a whistle for World 7, aka World 2. So you're like, geez, I wonder where we're going to use this. So that was a no-brainer.
Yeah, you have an absolutely great point there. Human Mustard, I'm actually just watching this. He took a nope out of a castle after using a magic wing. Because what you two runners figured out was that World 3, actually you probably don't know this yet, World 3 actually had a whistle at the end of the world. So Johnny Link was the only one of our runners on stream that decided to take that route. He was met with a whistle and then whistled out of 7 and 6 pretty quickly. But unfortunately for him, I guess, he was not met with the same whistle that you did at the end of World 6. So because of that, you actually lost the lead for just a little bit until you finished World 6, noped out of World 2, and then you were able to get in quicker and finish it off. So kudos to you on that.
Wow, so the rewards for the Koopalings can vary per player, I guess, or something like that?
No, so it wasn't based on who played, it was based on who played what. So because Johnny Link played World 3, Vanilla World 3, and you guys all 3 opted out of it, he got the whistle there.
Oh,
but because he did not play World 6 and you all 3 did, you all 3 got the whistle later than he did.
Okay. He skipped the world that had the whistle. Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
So all 4 of you skipped one of the worlds that had the whistle in it. Irony at its finest.
Yeah. So it just evened itself out in the end, pretty much. On the first seed, what we dubbed the Great Equalizer was not playing nice on the first seed. I was there a good while, that's for sure. And also, the first two worlds took a good while as well. It's like 50 minutes to only two worlds done. But then again, I had two whistles at that point, so I knew it was going to speed up after that.
It was definitely interesting watching the first seed. I was promising all these fine viewers that they were going to see a really quick seed. And next thing I know, it's taking 35 and 40 minutes. And actually, kudos on your first game as well. You were the leader going out of World 1 seed, or the first seed as well. So you had a little bit of an advantage, about a minute, minute and a half over Dustmanian and Johnny Link going into the second
Yeah.
seed. Human Mustard struggled just a little bit on the first.
Gotcha. It looks like it's going to be a pretty dang close restream. I'm gonna have to check that out later.
It was interesting for sure. It was definitely a great match. It was very, very well played. All of you runners did a good job. Human Mustard struggled just a little bit with routing in the first one. But other than that, it was pretty close all the way across the board. And in fact, it looks like Human Mustard is going to be finishing up here in just a moment as well.
Dang. Wow.
Johnny Link, welcome to the commentator booth. First off, congratulations on a well-run dual seed. I know this was a little bit different, but what'd you think? Congratulations.
Good game indeed. It was actually a lot of fun. I never played with whistles on in a randomizer, so it was different. It was good. I had fun.
Now, I was just talking to Mini Guy about this. You guys had kind of a little bit of a split run there in one way. In fact, in the second seed, you were ahead by a pretty good margin for a while. You had actually played through World 3 when none of the other runners had, and you ended up with a whistle because of that. Worked through 6 and 7, which put you into World 2 for you to play. What Midi Guy just found was that a World 6 whistle was waiting for him at the end of the Koopaline with Lemmy. So you guys had switched on who skipped what level, but they both gave the whistles.
Yeah, I was wondering how that was going to play out and who was going to find which ones and skip which worlds, but I just had in my head, I'm going to skip 7, and if I can, I'm going to try to skip 6. Those are usually the most problematic.
Yeah, usually. Though this time 7 was actually pretty kind overall. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
The second seed anyway. The first seed I had no idea. I skipped it.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, I wonder if anyone played that. Did everybody skip that one? I wonder.
I would think so if they found it.
Yeah. Did you also find the whistle at the on World 5 in the first seed there, held by that hammer, bro? I just went there. I was like, maybe, and I was like, well, would you look at that? I just found me a whistle. Yay!
The first seed, I think I only found one. I'm not sure if I got that one actually.
Yeah, the other one I think was the fort.
I just held on to like 2 whistles for the first seed. I just held on to like the 2 whistles I found until after beating the 5th worlds, and I just used both of them right there. They were both like water and pipe, and I was like, no thanks.
Yeah, I used mine in World 4 at the first seed because it looked like it was gonna actually be a rather long World 4. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll give it a shot for World 4 and hope for the best when I got to World 3 in the first seed. I think I lucked out on World 3 for the first seed, if I recall correctly, and I got to the end pretty quick.
I don't think either World 3s were too terrible.
Didn't seem so.
I gotta say, this race was a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah, the race itself was absolutely quick and
I
very close.
I thought I'd be way behind like everyone, but
It was interesting for sure watching the difference of routing and stuff. It looked like everybody was getting the same whistles on the first one. It looked like everybody had the same 2 whistles. Everybody from start to finish was about 5 minutes apart. And then again in the second, I mean, we're at about 5 minutes apart on that as well. But it was interesting on the second one, there was actually a little bit of divergence in the whistles that everybody got. But it looked like everybody had 2 apiece on both seats.
I feel
and
like
I
I only had one
apologize.
on the first seed, but I don't know.
There were 2 in Seed 2. Well, at least 2 of them.
Yeah, I got
There
2
was
in
one-
seed 2.
Yeah, there was 1 in 1-3, and 1 from Peach after beating 6.
Yeah, and that's the one that Johnny Link, I believe, skipped as well. Though you got a different one instead, I believe. Yeah, it was at the end of World 3, right? That's the one, I think, in the second.
Second seed, yeah, I got 1 from Peach and 1 from 1-3. I forgot what world it was though.
Gotcha.
I got japed by World 8 once again in Seed 1.
Yeah, it didn't play nice. It didn't play nice on my end either. The World 8 took a while.
I lost the coin flip.
I think I lost it a few times, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not going. I'm not gonna go through that hand stage. I'm just gonna go around instead. Probably take less time. It was beta 1.6 anyway. I was like, no, I don't feel like going through this if I don't have to. And I still don't know what was on the other side of that hand state afterward. If there was just a pipe that brought to that actual 4 that actually needed to be done to build one of the bridges to get the Bowser on the first seat. Yeah, still. I'm also sad that I lost my Hammer Brother suit in both Bowser Castles. I thought I would have had a shot to sub an hour or 2 on this at the end of the second one, and then once I lost my hammer, I was like, okay, no, never mind. Though I don't think I would have got it anyway. I would have probably been a few seconds off instead of 33 or so. But dang, I didn't think C2 would go as fast as it did, though. C2 was pretty dang fast overall compared to C1 anyway.
I would agree with that too.
Yeah, seed 2 was nice.
I mean, the first seed had like opening 7-5 in World 2 with the first seed.
Fun, lots of fun. Speaking of 7-5, there was also I was faced with a conundrum. Use a hammer I just got in another stage to just break a lock in front of a fort, or play through 7-5. This is on the second seed. I was like,
Oh, you too, huh? I
Yeah.
suffered that same quandary.
Yeah, though in the end for me it was still a no-brainer. I just went and broke the lock. No.
I went for completing one of the other stage that wasn't 7-5 and saving the lock for saving the hammer for later.
Oh yeah.
That might
I
have.
realized there's another stage there. Oh well. I do that sometimes.
That might have cost me this. Oh well, or it might have been me choosing to do 7-9 for no adequately explored reason.
What was the other stage anyway?
I forget, but it was short.
Dang. Could have saved that hammer. But in the end, I just went to another hand stage that was off to the side, just got me another one. So all's good, and it made World 6 go by pretty quick.
And I'd like to issue an apology because my stream disconnected sometime around Seed 2 World 5-ish. I left the local recording just in case, if anyone needs it.
I'll be honest, I don't actually recall seeing any freezing on your stream. We had just a little bit on Human Mustards, but it came right back. It was just shifted a little bit, but I don't honestly recall any issue with your stream at all, Dust.
Because I got an alert from my computer saying it disconnected. And then reconnected. Like a minute later.
Well, maybe it was just like really quick. I have to see on the restream. Probably gonna watch it later.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch this also. I'm curious to the other paths and on how much did I screw up whatever lead I had over, if anyone.
Yeah, that'll be a good watch. Can't wait to see it. By the way, who's left to finish, by the way?
As far as I'm aware of, all 4 of our runners on the restream are done. I believe our new runner, Animus United, is currently working on his as well.
Gotcha. That's cool. All right. No, on that note, though, guys, I think I'll let you go. Thanks again for the race. This was a great time, and I look forward to doing another. And this double seed idea is really, really cool. If you're ready to like do a nice marathon, then this was really awesome. Who knows? Maybe sometime we could triple if there's enough time that could be allotted. Who knows? Just an idea. But anyway. So on that note, I'll let you guys go, and I'll catch you on the next one. It was a lot of fun.
Mini guy, you should be careful with what you wish for. I think if we were to unlock the full potential of the whistle, we might be able to see a triple, maybe a quadruple game. We'll see.
Oh boy.
Triple game might be pushing it if under 90 minutes.
It's doable, but not easy. That's for sure.
We'd have to guarantee that whistles are a thing, because the thing is, they're not guaranteed.
No, that's for sure. Where can you get whistles, by the way? I see you can get whistles from the Koopa Kids. You can get whistles from the 3 stages that have whistles. And couldn't you also get whistles from the hand stages?
I don't recall. I know you can't get it from the end card game.
That's good to know. I wasn't sure about that. Could've. Anyway, on that note, I'll let you guys go, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Good game, Mitty.
Yeah, you too. Good game, guys.
Good game, everyone. I am going to take off myself. And yeah, I mean, I'd do this again.
Me too.
Oh, of course.
For sure. All right.
All right.
On that note, take care, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye for now. I'm out. Later. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good game to all the runners. I just checked in on our last racer. That is Animus United. He is currently working through World 4 on the 2nd seed, making great progress on it so far. That is it for us tonight. We hope you enjoyed our Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer weekly race. We do run this every week. Typically, we're a little bit earlier. We had a little bit of a scheduling concern this time. A lot of great races on right now. Strongly recommend that you run and check those out, especially if you like speed runs, you like randomizers. We'll have it here. I really appreciate all of you being here today. This is Grawwolf saying goodnight from the SMB3 Randomizer community. Have a great night. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.